Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the War Academy. This building is really important because it helps you unlock Tier 11 troops and improve your battle stats. It works a lot like the Research Center, but here everything focuses only on battle power. So in this guide, I'll explain how the War Academy works and how to use it efficiently. Let's get started.
All right, so first, what exactly is the War Academy? The War Academy is a late-game building focused entirely on military advancement. It's where you unlock T11, or Helios troops. These are the final and strongest troop level currently available in the game. Inside the War Academy, research is split into three main trees: Infantry, Marksman, and Lancer. Unlike the Research Center, the War Academy focuses purely on troop and hero combat upgrades, nothing else. Now, how do you unlock it? The War Academy is server-based, meaning it depends on your server's age, not your own progress. It usually appears around 220 days after the server starts and becomes available about 40 days later. So the timeline is roughly after your server's Generation 4 heroes and the next SVS event. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry, it's coming soon. Once it's unlocked, you can upgrade the War Academy up to FC5, and that's the key level to unlock T11 troops. After FC5, upgrading it further isn't that necessary. You'll mainly gain research speed bonuses, but nothing major for troops. So unless you have a specific reason or excess resources, you don't need to push it beyond FC5 right away.
Once you open the War Academy, you'll notice it's divided into three research paths: Infantry, Marksman, and Lancer. Each path focuses on the same kind of combat stat upgrades, so no matter which path you choose first, your troops will steadily grow stronger. Once you've fully completed all three paths, you'll unlock T11 for all troop types: Infantry, Marksman, and Lancer. That's when your army reaches its true late-game potential. Now, let's dive deeper into what each research path provides. You'll increase your troops' attack, defense, lethality, and health stats, making them far more effective in both offense and defense. Research also improves your deployment capacity and rally capacity, which means you can send more troops to battle and lead stronger rallies. For the final T11 upgrades, you'll also reduce training cost, healing cost, and healing time, making your army faster to recover and more resource efficient, a big advantage during long battles or server wars. Of course, these upgrades come with resource requirements. To complete research, you'll need steel, fire crystal shards, and other resources, so managing your production and resource stockpile is key. And remember, the War Academy itself is server-based. It becomes available about 220 days after your server starts. And to unlock Tier 11 troops, your War Academy must reach FC5. For free-to-play players, reaching this stage can be a challenge, but with proper planning, it's very achievable. Later in this guide, I'll show you exactly how to progress efficiently so you can unlock Tier 11 troops without unnecessary delays. Now that we know what resources we need, let's talk about how to get steel and fire crystal shards. Steel, as a free-to-play player, our options are limited. The main source is exploration. Completing levels gives steel, and every 9 hours you can claim steel from the exploration chest. The more you level up your exploration, the faster you gather steel, so it's important to keep improving it. You can also buy steel from shops, but there are many other valuable items there, so unless you really need steel immediately, it's better to save your resources and avoid buying it this way. Fire crystal shards. For spenders, there are two main ways to get fire crystal shards. You can buy them directly from packs, or exchange extra fire crystals into shards, which actually gives a better ratio than steel. For free-to-play players, the most reliable method is the daily steel exchange, which lets you convert steel into fire crystal shards, up to 100k steel per day. It's usually better to save fire crystals for building upgrades rather than converting too much into shards. You can also get steel and fire crystal shards from intel missions and commission tasks. Commission tasks? These are really simple missions, things like daily login or defeating polar terrors.
They're easy to complete and still give useful rewards like steel and fire crystal shards as free-to-play player. And if you're a spender, you can also buy the commission pack to speed up your progress even more. Buying from the shop is an option if needed, but for most players, these sources will be enough. Now, here's an important tip from experience. If you're F2P, there will come a point when you run out of steel, and trust me, it can happen faster than you expect. This happened to me personally. I spent all my steel too quickly while doing KOI, and I wanted to show you all what can happen so you don't make the same mistake. When that happens, don't spend 100k steel per day. Instead, try 25k or 50k per day to balance your steel and fire crystal shards. This way you still have steel available for the research center and other upgrades. Basically, plan ahead and manage your resources carefully. Don't wait until you're completely out like I did. Even spenders can run out of steel if they're not careful, so pace yourself and gradually build your shard bank.
So, now the big question. Which research path should you focus on first? Before selecting a specific path, make sure to upgrade the march capacity in all 3 paths first. All 3 paths provide this stat, and having a higher march capacity is important for both offense and defense, so do this before choosing a path. After that, the path you choose depends on your alliance strategy and your personal playstyle. Let's start with Lancer. Some alliances suggest upgrading Lancer first because of the 6-4-0 troop ratio. Lancers are strong and versatile in both attack and defense with this composition. If your alliance often focuses on coordinated attacks or rallies using Lancers, upgrading this path first can be effective. However, for free-to-play players, this may not be the most efficient choice. Next is Marksman. If your goal is ranged troop attacks or you focus heavily on bear trap gameplay, Marksman can be a good early priority. It boosts your ranged troop stats and can significantly improve rally performance. For example, I usually get 100 million plus points in my own rallies even while still in Generation 7, and I'm not a spender. Even without Tier 11 troops, my rallies perform very well. But remember, if your rallies are already strong and your main goal is defense, upgrading Marksman first may not be necessary. And finally, my top recommendation for most players, especially free-to-play or low spenders, is Infantry. Here's why. Most free-to-play players are not primarily attackers. Most of your time will be spent defending your city in events like SVS Foundry battles and other server events. Upgrading Infantry first boosts your defensive troop stats, increases survivability, and gives you a stronger base for almost every scenario. It's also more resource efficient, so free-to-play players can steadily work on infantry upgrades. Of course, everyone's strategy is a little different. Before making a final decision, consider your alliance goals, playstyle, troop composition, and the type of events you participate in. But for most free-to-play players or casual spenders, upgrading infantry first is the safest, most efficient, and long-term beneficial choice. Once your infantry path is well upgraded, you can gradually move to Marksman or Lancer depending on your offensive needs and alliance strategies. I don't recommend upgrading the last 3 research nodes in each path before unlocking all Tier 11 troops, Infantry, Lancer, and Marksman. These final upgrades cost almost the same amount of resources as unlocking T11 itself, so skipping them first will help you save time and resources while still getting access to all T11 units faster. And now let's talk about the actual cost to unlock Tier 11 troops. To fully unlock one troop path without doing the last 3 expensive upgrades, you'll need around 13,415 fire crystal shards and about 3.99 million steel. That's just for one path, so plan your resources carefully before you start. This is why skipping the final 3 upgrades makes such a huge difference. You'll save a lot of resources and still unlock T11 for all troop types much faster.
Let's quickly recap what we covered in this guide. First, we talked about what the War Academy is. It's a late-game building focused entirely on military advancement. where you unlock Tier 11 troops and boost troop and hero combat stats. It's server-based, so its unlock depends on server age, not your individual progress. Next, we looked at the War Academy layout and research trees: Infantry, Marksman, and Lancer. Each path increases important stats like attack, defense, health, lethality, deployment, and rally capacity. Completing all 3 paths is necessary to unlock Tier 11 troops, and upgrades also reduce training time, healing time, and cost. We also covered how to get steel and fire crystal shards. For free-to-play players, the main sources are exploration, daily steel exchange, intel missions, and commissions. For spenders, you can also buy packs or exchange extra fire crystals into shards. And an important tip: always manage your steel carefully so you don't run out and block your research center or War Academy progress. Finally, we discussed which path to focus on first. Before choosing a path, upgrade march capacity in all 3 trees. Then, for most players, especially F2P or low spenders, infantry is the best path to start with, because most of your time will be spent defending your city in SVS and other events. Marksman is best for bear trap-focused players, and Lancer can be useful if your alliance focuses on coordinated rallies, but may not be the most efficient choice for F2P players.
That's the full guide for the War Academy. By following these tips, you can unlock Tier 11 troops efficiently, manage your resources wisely, and strengthen both your defense and offense. And one more thing, Tier 12 troops have already appeared in the Chinese version, so they'll most likely come to the global version soon as well. I've included some screenshots at the end of this video, so stay tuned and check them out. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Whiteout survival tips. I'll be covering more strategies and event guides in upcoming videos, so make sure you stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys.